Hey folks, Drunken Homemaker here, and today I'm going to be doing the hashtag SPRINGPLANTUBER tag. Can I call myself a plant tuber? I don't know, but you know, I'm gonna for this video. And of course I have Pam's Pretty Plants to thank for the tag. I have a lot of repotting to do, a lot of little plant chores to do. So that's what I'm going to be doing today while I answer the questions. Okay, so the first question for the hashtag SPRINGPLANTUBER tag is, have you started spring cleaning repotting yet? Spring cleaning, so I live in Buffalo, so we don't really get the spring until like late April most years. I am taking this very dead calathea that I was very unsuccessful at keeping alive out of its pot. I'm going to be repotting a peace lily in here, and I'm going to be propagating my Scindapsus, and I might, if I have time, take cuttings of my purple heart. So to answer that question, no, I have not started spring anything just because it doesn't feel like spring yet here. We are going to be doing a few house projects. We're redoing our porch, and we're repainting the hallway and stuff like that. So I just, you know, really we're just kind of getting that stuff sorted. But as far as official spring cleaning repotting, I guess this counts, right? I'm excited for the spring. Our winters go on for an eternity in Buffalo, so I'm very thrilled for it to be over. Do you stop fertilizing over winter? And if so, have you started fertilizing again yet? I don't stop fertilizing over the winter. Come for me. No, I do and I don't. I pull back immensely, so maybe I will once every 2 months. I sort of go situation by situation, but I do pull back immensely over the winter months. What, if any, plants did you lose this winter? This girl. I don't have luck with calatheas. I lost her. At least I think I lost her. Her roots don't look like they're fully dead, but they don't look like they're fully alive either. So I don't know. This one is not doing too hot just because my kids dropped it. I have plants everywhere, and so eventually it just happens where, you know, they ram into something that, you know, they probably shouldn't. And am I putting the soil in here to reuse it? You bet your sweet butt I am, because I'm cheap. Soil is expensive. So I'm gonna reuse it whenever I can. And this is like actually looking pretty good. And honestly, like, these plants weren't in here long enough to take any of the nutrients. So yeah, I lost that calathea, and then I lost, which I'm gonna be maybe sort of kind of posting a video about the peace lilies that I tried to propagate. And I very confidently tried to make a propagation video while I was propagating them. And I'm pretty sure I lost every single one of them. There's still some life in them, but they're not doing too hot, so we'll see. And I guess I can count the Scindapsus that I made a video about not doing too well. Yeah, I guess I can count this guy in it. I'm gonna be propagating him today, so you're gonna see him in all of his dying glory. So I'm not proud of this, but I also don't know what I'm doing wrong, so. All right, next question. So I guess that's Scindapsus, the calathea, and the peace lilies. It's been a rough winter, but we have rough winters here, so, you know. Did you order plants in the mail over winter? If so, how'd they do? I didn't. I don't like paying extra for the heat pack, which I realize makes me very cheap, but I'd rather spend that money on plants. So I don't, whenever possible, order plants over the winter. Who knows, that might change. So I'm just going to be propagating this one the best that I can. I'm going to cut this one right here. And I'm going to cut this here so it has a leaf or two. And just so you know, I'm putting it in a little thing of water. Okay, question number 5. What are the next plant or plant-related purchases on your wish list, and will you get them this spring? Neon pothos. Neon pothos is at the top of my list. I know that that's something that probably a lot of people have. I am a sucker for chartreuse lime-colored foliage. Anything like that, just completely, I go crazy over. So I'm gonna try to see if I can get my hands on that. I am repotting this peace lily because, moment of truth, I have just killed a bunch of peace lilies when I was trying to propagate them, and honestly, it really turned me off to this plant. I love this plant when it is flowering, when it is happy, when it is doing well, but I just feel like there's too much, when it's with me, there's too much time that it doesn't look its best, and the payoff is just not there for me. So I think I'm going to rehome this with the receptionist where I work. She really wanted a cutting of the ones that I was trying to propagate, and they all pretty much died. So I am going to give her my peace lily because I would much rather have a plant that I'm happy with, that I feel, can you see my face? Oh, okay. I'd much rather have a plant taking up this space that I really care about, instead of having a plant that I just feel like meh about all the time. And unfortunately, peace lilies they just don't really bring me joy anymore. I just saw a black cardinal philodendron. I love philodendrons in general. Hello, healthy root system. Okay, let's put this in here. Again, this one wasn't potted up too long ago, so I am going to be reusing a lot of the soil. Okay, okay, girl. I see you. Okay. I don't have a lot of plants on my wish list. I'm sure that will change as soon as I get into the garden centers for the spring. And actually what I'm gonna do, because I'm also a gardener, is I'm probably gonna do a few gardening, not just houseplant related answerings for these questions, but I really want a wisteria. I don't have room for a wisteria, nor anything for it to trail on, for it to climb or vine on. So I have no business wanting a wisteria, and yet I do. I want one very badly. So I do my spring, I guess, wish list plant that I may or may not get, because I really do have to figure out a good place to put it, because wisterias need something to vine on, and they need full sun. And you know, we have a giant black walnut tree in the backyard, so that's not ideal. Perfect. And she's going in here, and I'm gonna water her in, and she better not throw a tantrum, because I'm so sick of peace lilies throwing a tantrum every time I repot them. They need to stop. I don't know why I'm using this watering can. It's not my favorite. It's really cute. It's a little elephant, but it's not very functional. It spills water everywhere, but you know, gotta do it for the gram. And that's what she looks like, and she will be going to my coworker who said that she wanted a plant for the reception area. So I hope she likes this one. Did you have any life-saving tricks or tools that helped your plant survive winter? Not particularly. I bought this LED light to start seeds last year, and this year, because I saw that my succulents were struggling, I decided to use it on some of my succulents. And honestly, I did notice a difference. Usually what I see is the succulents start to, you know, get leggy. And this year my succulents did okay. Succulents don't, in my climate, just don't do very well, but they did fairly well, all things considered. So yeah, the LED light, I think, I wouldn't say it was a life-saving tip, but I think it really, really did help. Do you put your houseplants outside for the summer? Will you this year? Yes, I do. I put them out every summer. So what I'm gonna do, let me just talk you through this real quick, is I'm going to actually move this oyster plant that is doing very well. Look at you, you're looking so happy. I'm gonna move this oyster plant. Let's see what that, oh yeah, she ready. Look at that. I'm gonna move this oyster plant into this pot so that I can move the Scindapsus into that pot. And I will continue speaking while I go. Yeah, I had a lot of luck last year with moving my houseplants outside and keeping them on the porch, because we get really good morning sun on our porch. And then for the rest of the day, it's not an intense light, and it's a light that my houseplants enjoy very much when they're on the porch. As soon as our porch is done, which should be sometime early May, they will be going outside. So yeah, but I bring them out because I just see this exponential, they're just so much happier. You really get the idea of like, houseplants are never fully houseplants. They're plants that enjoy being outside that you're bringing inside, right? And so when you bring them out for the season, you really do see that exponential growth that you don't see any other time of the year. So I'm just watering this guy in. Did you have any pest issues over the winter? And if so, did you conquer them? I did. I had a number of pest issues. One of the side effects of like keeping my plants on the porch, we had aphids really bad this year. I had moonflowers out there, I had roses out there. So aphids were a huge issue. So what I did was I quarantined them in my daughter's room, all the plants that were affected by the aphids. I tried to put in her room. I didn't realize that my Fatsia was covered in them until pretty deep into the winter, at which point I made sure to cleanse the leaves really well, and I sprayed it down with a neem oil spray, and it's bouncing back. It's doing really well. And then just a couple of days ago, I was looking at my aloe plant, and my aloe plant has mealybugs. So I'm definitely gonna be getting after that with some alcohol, Q-tip, and then some neem oil. Oh wow, look at that. That was my pest issues this year. Oh, it looks so happy, and I like the contrast with the orange pot. Oh. Okay, I'm really happy. Show one plant that thrived all winter. That's a good question. Oh, I'm just gonna water this real quick before I go get that plant. Oh, hi, Skindapsis. You're so happy. Yay, she's so pretty. I love her. The plant that looked great all winter long is and I know this is probably, it's a Dracaena, so it's a pretty basic answer, but I'm gonna be honest, this guy. This guy looked amazing with, you know, not too much light. It gets cold. It gets cold here, and it does really, really well in spite of all of that. It's super dry right now. I have to water it. So I'm gonna actually water this guy in. He's super dry, but also like, just like if you feel how cold, I mean, how dry this soil is, and look how gorgeous this plant looks. It does well even if you neglect it a little bit. And I tend to enjoy plants that are a little lower maintenance than, you know, maybe some of the rarer, more finicky varieties. Yeah, this is the one that I think for me has been very rewarding this winter. So yeah, this one would be my pick for the one that the one that grew beautifully through the winter. Show one plant you're most excited to see spring growth on. I got this Monstera cutting a while ago now. I'm gonna cut this one off. Hi. So it's not really doing what I imagined it would, which I don't know if that's a failing of myself or a failing of the plant, but it's not really taking off the way that I would like it to. And it did really, really well while it was outside. And it's got like some healthy leaves. I'm also thinking of propagating it. You tell me what you think is going on, because I think that the pot might be too big for this plant. And I'm thinking of propagating it right here and then just possibly sticking it right in the soil and letting it, because it has a really healthy air root that's already starting to root. It just doesn't seem like it's thriving. Am I being ridiculous? Does it actually look a lot healthier than I think it does? But I mean, look at that one leaf. That leaf is gorgeous, but the older leaves are really tattered, and it just hasn't. I've seen other people's Monsteras just sort of take off and be these amazing specimen plants that are just full. And it might be that I don't have the right lighting requirements or the right room for this, because I did get this Monstera because I wanted it to sort of be this like specimen plant. And I mean, look at this leaf. Oh, it's so pretty. Yeah, I'm hoping that it does better this spring. I'm hoping that it really takes off, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think maybe I have it in too big of a pot. When I see other plant tubers show their Monsteras, they do seem to be a little more, they seem to be a little bit more, not root bound, I don't want to say root bound, but more in a smaller container. And so I think that maybe I just up-potted it what I thought it would need, because it's such a big plant, and I don't think it needs that much space in there. So yeah, my Monstera Deliciosa is what I'm looking forward to. So yeah, so let me move this over a little bit. So big. Okay, there we go. So yeah, so we did a lot. We watered this guy and I showed him off. I repotted my Skindapsis that I got not too long ago at Lowe's. I am doing a video about my little Lowe's haul, which I really thoroughly enjoyed. But look how happy this looks. It makes me so happy. I love it. I love the contrasts with the orange pot. I love everything about it. This one is ready to go for my coworker who wanted a peace lily, and I killed all of the ones that I was propagating. So this will be really nice. I think she'll be really pleased. It doesn't seem like it's shocking, but also the other ones didn't seem like they were shocking until much later in the day. So fingers crossed, because that was really freaking annoying. And then my oyster plant, I up-potted ever so slightly so that I could up-pot the Scindapsus. And I'm quite pleased with how it looks. It looks great. I think that's it for me. So yeah, I got to repot some plants. I'm really happy with how everything is looking. I talked about my plants for the spring. I really enjoyed the opportunity to talk about my plans for the spring, and I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope it brightened up your day, and I'm excited to hear what your plans are for the spring with your spring plant plans are. I hope you enjoyed this video. Click the like button if you like content like this. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification to be notified when I upload. Let me know what is one of your plants on your wish list that you're going to be getting this spring. Thank you so much for watching. As always, thank you for coming on this journey with me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!